So today we've got all the rear suspension pieces that Josh took apart the other day, now detailed, organized, cleaned, and ready for reassembly. So we're gonna start working on that. The rest of the pieces that go on the motor so it can go down onto the K-member and suspension are also cleaned and detailed. So by the end of the day, we should have the motor, transmission, bell housing on the front suspension and the rear suspension set on the cradle, and all of it ready to assemble and go up underneath our 71 Cuda.
Jeez.
Hang on, I can't lose it.
Keep that locked down. I was thinking things were going along pretty well. We were making a lot of ground up. All of a sudden I realized I had just been Cousin Dougie. Cousin Dougie mean he did something wrong that cost me time or money. And in this case, he lost the brand new Napa axle seals I had laid out so I could put the rear end together. You can't put the axles in without the seals being in first. Thank you, Cousin Dougie. That's about all we can do on that until we have those seals. They got to go in first.
Yeah.
So I say, why don't we start putting the motor mounts on the 340, get the suspension cross member over here, and let's start building that out.
I finally found a good use for the Corvette. We're gonna hang the nuts for the Mopar off of the Corvette and paint them. So we finally found a good use for the Corvette.
You know those idiots are going to be over there for the next 2 hours looking for the same bolt sitting right at the top of the toolbox. Meanwhile, I'll have to figure out what to do with the engine that's not suspended. There went the breaker. There, it's back on.
Sorry.
Hate their guts. No, no. Don't be sorry. Don't be sorry, Royal.
I was trying to get stuff done.
Yeah, that's what I always get the impression of. Okay.
Not big well. Behind you, buddy, don't step back.
But I don't think that's going to work.
So you had geometrically got it.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Why don't you try
I did
being
not.
nice
I
to
did not.
him?
I thought when we pulled this arm out this far that we were okay. The motor is too far back on the cherry picker to be able to lower it down onto the K-member, so we need to suspend the motor a different way.
We can hook it up to that crane.
You almost need to. Almost gonna have to. Here we've got the legs on the cherry picker that are too long. And so when we try to get in and hover straight over the center of the K-member, we can't get in that far. What are we gonna do? I gave the guys permission, move it over to the shop crane, raise it up in the air, put it wherever you want, drop it down on that K-member. And in the case of this, I don't have to worry about the Three Stooges forgetting to put a bolt in the cherry picker leg and having the whole thing come tumbling over like it did a few months back. Right one for this. Yes, it is. Very nice. Thank you, Darren, for being a dumb bastard.
What happened, Mark?
Well, I asked him to set the third member support up, but I guess
No,
that
you
was too
did
much
not.
to ask. I most certainly did.
You most certainly did not. Thanks to shop crane, we were able to get this engine up in the air because we tried doing it with the engine hoist, which is sitting over there, but the legs were coming into it and hitting it, and we couldn't get it all hooked up right here to the K-member. So we put it up here on the crane, it's gonna work great.
Yep.
Okay, looking good?
That's it. Yep.
The afternoon is going really good. We flipped a coin. The loser had to work with Mark. I won, I got to work with Royal, so things are going actually good. So Josh got stuck with Mark.
Do you remember which ones are which?
Yeah,
I hope so, man.
I always do.
Because I don't.
These are really easy, Josh. You won't remember this. I don't know why I take my time, but that hole, these things look identical. That hole has to face forward. It'll only go on one side and still face forward.
Right.
So if you put this on the other side and that hole's facing backwards, that's the emergency brake cable.
So therefore it won't work.
Right, so remember that. There are still a few items that I don't trust anybody else to do. When it comes to actually bolting the engine together, unless I have my engine builder do it, I want to do it. When it comes to putting a transmission together, I want to do it. Rear axle, same thing. You've got to know how to set the preload on it. You got to make sure that the seals are greased. If you want this thing to not fail, I should be the guy to put it together. Okay, I am ready to put the rear axle in. I need my flange. My flange. Call it goober juice. Drive shaft is a propeller shaft. That's what Chrysler calls it. It connects the transmission output shaft to the rear axle. When it's connected and spinning, that's what makes your wheels go around on the outside. When things get hot, they stretch. Okay, so you're going down the road, everything gets a little bit of play to it. it gets a little bit longer, a little bit wider. You want a certain amount. That means also when it gets cool that it sucks up the other direction, okay? So if this axle did not have a little bit of slack in it, like if I couldn't go chunk, 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 chunk when I'm done, or you go out on the road test for any period of time and there's no in play in it, that rear end will seize up because everything will shrink, start getting close together like that, and then bam, you'll blow a bearing out.
Wow. God, dude, I'm gonna lose it.
What's wrong?
This fly will not leave me alone.
You tried wiping?
I hate you.
The fly, he's getting dizzy, man. He's tired of flying around.
Yeah.